Hello BookTube, I'm Jonathan and welcome to Words in Time. Now today I need your help. I have a list of 10 books, 10 Hugo Award winning books, and I want you guys to vote on which I should read next. Now as you may know, the Hugo Awards are probably the biggest award that a sci-fi book can win. Though of course, like anything, Goodreads ratings and things like that, you should take them with a grain of salt, but it is a long list of winners, there is a long history there, and at the very least, it's an interesting list of books to check out and see if any of them interest you. So, I've read around 20 or so of them, so still a lot to make my way through, and I went through with the list and decided 10 that I was most interested in. So, I want you guys to vote in the comments the 3 that you think are the most interesting, either you've read and that you'll think I will like, or you just like the sound of them that I give you in the pitch today and say, yeah, I want to see your reaction to that to know whether I should read it too. So let's get into those 10 Hugo Award winning books. So we're going to go through the books I picked out in chronological order, starting with the winner from 1953, The Demolished Man by Alfred Bester. Now, the one-line pitch for this book is, in a world where policemen have telepathic powers, how does one get away with murder? That's a pitch. That's a one-liner. I like that as a premise. I'm on board already. And I have read some Alfred Bester before. I did read The Stars, My Destination, a classic, which I did enjoy. So I'm excited to read this one. So let me know if you've read The Demolished Man or anything else by Alfred Bester. And let me know if it gets one of your 3 votes. Now the second book on my list is the winner from 1962. Stranger in a Strange Land by Robert Heinlein. Now, in this book, we follow a human that was raised on Mars, but is now living on Earth and navigating the cultural differences between the two. Now, of big names in sci-fi that I have not yet read, Heinlein would have to be at the top. And I've definitely heard mixed things, but there's no way for me to know which way I'm going to land on Heinlein until I finally read something, and Stranger in a Strange Land is the one that grabbed my attention. So let me know if you've read this one, let me know if you've read anything else by Heinlein, and if you think I'll like it, vote for it. Moving on to number 3, we have the winner from 1964, Way Station by Clifford D. Seamack. Now the premise for this one is an alien recruits a hermit on a farm to be the keeper of Earth's only galactic transfer station. So this is pretty intriguing to me. I like the kind of interesting combinations of setting and ideas. We have a quiet rural setting but with intergalactic consequences. So that sounds pretty cool to me. This is another author I haven't read anything by. I wasn't even particularly familiar with this one. It maybe rings a bell, but I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it when I found it on the list of Hugo winners. So I'm excited to read more. I'll definitely get to it eventually, but will it be one of the 3 winners? We'll have to wait and see. At number 4, we have the winner from 1969, Stand on Zanzibar by John Brunner. Now, I looked this one up and it wasn't easy to tell exactly what the story is, but it seems to have something to do with corporations, technology, drugs, genetic engineering. So there seems to be a lot going on, some high concept kind of stuff. So that piqued my interest, and this is one I have seen people talk about a little bit, and it's been nothing but good things. I've heard nothing but good things about Stand on Zanzibar. So excited to check it out. Don't know if they actually go to Zanzibar, but I've heard it has the whitest sand beaches in the world. Feel free to fact check me on that. So yeah, white sand beaches, high concept sci-fi, I'm in. With the 5th book on my list, we have the winner from 1972, To Your Scattered Bodies Go by Philip Jose Farmer. Now the premise for this one is an adventurer dies, then finds himself naked on a seemingly endless river with billions of other people, and so sets off on an adventure to find out what is at the end of the river. Now this one looks pretty out there, it seems pretty psychedelic, possibly representative of the time. I did actually put this book in my top 10 sci-fi covers video. So haven't read it yet, but I think the cover is awesome. A couple of different editions all have awesome covers, but check out that video to see the one that I picked. So yeah, something a bit different, something kind of funny perhaps. Let me know if you've read this one. Seems a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but yeah, I'm keen to try something a bit crazy, a bit different. Let me know whether I should check out To Your Scattered Bodies Go. Now, just quickly before we move on to number 6, I wanted to let you guys know that one of my subscribers, iAnonymous, has actually self-published their own book, and it is called Gurzel. It is historical fiction with some fantasy and looks like a dragon. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, check out the review from Liam's Lyceum, and I believe Treebeard Book Reviews will be posting a review for that soon. So if that sounds like your kind of genre, get down into the description and I'll leave a link on where to find it. Sounds pretty cool. So at number 6, we have the winner from 1973, The Gods Themselves by Isaac Asimov. So the premise for this Asimov book is the Earth has access to limitless free energy in an exchange between Earth and a parallel universe. However, the transfer of this energy will inevitably lead to the destruction of the sun and Earth itself. So, Asimov is an author that I am familiar with. I have reviewed the original Foundation trilogy, so check that out on my channel if you are interested. And I did like them. I am a fan of Asimov. I didn't love it. It isn't quite near the top of my favorites, but he definitely has other works that I'm interested in checking out, this being one of them. It sounds like big idea sci-fi. If you followed the channel before, you'll know that I'm a big fan of big idea sci-fi, and this sounds pretty big. So let me know if you think it will live up to my expectations down in the comments. Next, at number 7, and conveniently the winner from 1977, we have Where Late the Sweet Birds Sang by Kate Wilhelm. So the story of this one is an isolated post-Holocaust community attempts to preserve itself through a perilous cloning experiment. So I like clones. That is one of my favorite sci-fi tropes, so I'm intrigued by this one, and it's one that I've never heard of before. When looking up the list of Hugo Award winners, I didn't recognize the author's name or the book title. So if you're one of the people that has read the book, get out there, get down in the comments, let people know your thoughts, vote for it if you think it should be one of the 3 that I should read. I'm excited to check it out. All right, we're down to our last 3 books, and at number 8 we have the winner from 1981, Snow Queen by Joan D. Vinci. So the story for this one is that imperious winter colonists have ruled the planet Tiamat for 150 years, but a stargate is going to close, which is going to isolate the planet, and their only chance for survival is if the ageless, corrupt Snow Queen can defeat destiny by committing a genocide. So there's a lot going on there in this premise. It seems pretty epic. I believe it is a sci-fi take on the Hans Christian Andersen story, so I like the blending of those two things. I haven't really read a lot like that before. And an interesting fact about the author Joan D. Vinci, she was married to another sci-fi author, Vernor Vinci, who you might know from Fire Upon the Deep and other works of his. So unfortunately they did get divorced, but what a power sci-fi couple. 2 Hugo Award winners in the household. Pretty interesting there. So, and the cover. My goodness, what a cover. This didn't make my top 10 list, but seeing it now, I think it definitely had a shot at cracking into the top 10. Definitely makes me want to read the book. Let me know if you think the book lives up to the cover. So with our second last and 9th book on the list, we have the winner from 1984, Startide Rising by David Brin. So for this one, we are set in a future universe in which no species can reach sentience without being uplifted by another one. But the greatest mystery remains unsolved. Who uplifted mankind? So this one I have heard about before. I actually almost bought it the other day. I saw kind of a beat up second-hand copy in a second-hand bookstore. It was going for like $4 and I almost bought it, but before I did, I wanted to hear from you guys because I've heard this one talked a lot about before. People seem to really like it, but it is the second book in a series. I believe it's called the Uplift Saga, and the first one, Sundiver, seems not to be very popular. Some people say you can skip it, some people say you can't. So if you have read the series, let me know whether I need to read the first one or whether I can go straight to Startide Rising, because it does sound pretty cool. So let me know either way and vote on it. And our 10th and final book on the list is the winner from 2010, The City and the City by China Mieville. Now, I looked this one up and it seemed a little difficult to describe, but it seems like a murder mystery that takes us on a journey that will reveal strange, psychic, metaphysical, and deadly secrets. So, I'm not sure how sci-fi this one is. I've been tricked into reading non-sci-fi disguised as sci-fi before, but my good buddy Fit to Be Read recommended this one to me, and he usually has great sci-fi recommendations. So let me know whether you agree with him, whether I should add this to the list. I know he's somewhat of a revered author, one that I haven't tried yet, but The City and the City, a Hugo Award winner that, sounded pretty mysterious. You've got my interest, China. Let me know. So here's how it's going to work, guys. My TBR for the next few months is pretty full, but later in the year, I want to read the 3 books that get the most votes from you guys. So get down in the comments and let me know the 3 that you would most like to see me read and react to. I'll be releasing the results to that very soon, so make sure to stick around and subscribe for that. And in the meantime, feel free to check out my 5 sci-fi series I want to start and 5 series I want to finish in 2022.